How do you gain this experience? I mean, you have
By
to start
doing.
something, right? So
Look, everybody is trying to mitigate risk and hedge against vulnerabilities. I run into them.
let me just stop so I can do another one.
I run right the fuck into them.
Just in case.
I run right the fuck into them. .06 a.m. Singapore. Going to some morning show, right?
Yep.
Doing a little morning show action here in Asia. Long trip, huh?
Long trip.
You get some sleep?
A little bit.
Yeah, I got a little bit too, not a lot. Anyway, just grinding along. You know, being 12 hours ahead kind of sucks because you wake up to, 146 emails of fire. So, just trying to catch up and drink out of the fire hose. And it's like fire coming out of the fire hose, not water. That I could deal with.
I get it.
I mean, what does hustle mean to you? Why is it important?
For me, it's important because I don't think any of us in this room or anybody reading this article can physically change how smart they are. I don't think we can make ourselves, more clever or more strategic. But I do think that hard work is the most controllable aspect of entrepreneurship and business that anybody can deploy. And I find that fascinating, right? And I'm just willing to work until you guys feel satisfied. I'm not worried about the margin, you know what I mean? And then I would add one last thing. I would argue I'd rather somebody continue to persevere around something they love doing. Like if you love making ice cream sundaes and you want to become the #1 expert of ice cream sundaes with the hope of opening ice cream sundae stores, I weirdly would rather you not all the way make it, kind of live paycheck to paycheck, but be so happy than go and do law, be miserable, and make a little bit more money that allows you to take a vacation or have a fancy car. So it's a complex question. Some can argue to me that they are so insecure that they need a Rolex and a BMW, and that's what scratches the itch for them. And I'm okay with that. To me, you making $87,000 a year writing about esports is more attractive than making $210 as a consultant in the way that I view life. It's the most controllable, and I try to give advice that is actually practical, not makes me look cool. And so that's why I love hustle. I am an unbelievable buyer of the modern consumption patterns of the consumer because I'm unemotional. While many in this room and many watching at home are just trying to figure out what to do in this environment, we are now in the pre-dawn of our attention being shifted to audio. Whether in podcast form or very soon, Alexa, Google, Apple devices that become the AI, ML, voice interactions of our day. And whatever obviously Tencent and Alibaba do in the Asian markets, this is going to be the next frontier of attention arbitrage. And so I highly recommend that you get far more disciplined in your understanding on where your actual customer's attention is and not be lazy and say, well, my customer is older, well, my customer is richer, they're not on these platforms. In that naivete will become great detriment to your ambitions. And the nimbleness in my lack of romance of what's working for me today and the underlining work ethic and humility that I deploy against the next consumer trend, I lack the audacity that most of the people in this room have about how they want it to be versus how it actually is. And I trade on that currency. It's practical to take high risk between 20 and 30 now with the way the internet is structured. It is smarter to take high risk entrepreneurial ventures between 20 and 30 now than to go into a corporation. And the main reason 20 to 30 year olds still go into a corporation is because of the scratch that they have to itch that they have to scratch to appease their parents. And that over indexes in Asia. But it's not practical. Do you know how young you are at 30? Do you know how much opportunity there actually is? Do you know how much you can do if you're not willing to live fancy and live humbly? It's unbelievable. Companies are in big trouble because the feeding system of universities, in America they're in deep trouble because I don't know the Singapore market, but in America there's an incredible heist and fraud going on. It's called debt to go to university. There's nobody now at I get 1,000 emails a week, DMs on Instagram from 16-year-olds that are like, I'm a straight A student, my parents want me to go to college, I want to be an entrepreneur, of course, because it's cool and most people can't be, so I get it, but follow along. My parents are poor and they want me to go to this university to make them feel good. The amount of things that people in this room have done because of the insecurities of their parents is stunning to me. It's sad. And in America, it's compounded because kids are taking on $250,000 in debt with high interest rates and aren't getting anything when they come out. That won't last. And so we're in, listen, how are you not smart enough to realize there's something called the internet? It's finally hit some level of maturity because now it's about 25, 20 years old, consumer facing. Do we not realize how big of it's the single biggest thing that has happened to the human race. It's arbitraged out the physical world. This is so much bigger than I think we're quantifying. I talk about the communication and marketing aspects, but everything you see around blockchain and Trump and Brexit and China, this is the preview. We haven't even started. Everything is up for grabs. Oh, let's hug in. Let's do it. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Hi. So basically, everyone here right now, they're from the startup space.
Okay.
Mostly fintech.
Okay.
And then they've already come with all the questions prepared. So just go your own style.
Right into Q&A?
Yeah, right into Q&A.
I love it.
And like just
Did you always dream to be on Dailyvee?
Never. I didn't know this is gonna happen.
It
This
now
is like
happened.
a miracle for me.
This is a huge miracle.
I used to always think that I'm an entrepreneur.
Yes.
But you made me realize that I'm not an entrepreneur, but I'm someone with entrepreneurial tendency.
Yes.
So I think that's a big thing for me. So that comes to my question is that I have a big ambition. I believe education has the power to change lives. And for me, my childhood dream to be a lecturer and a business owner by age 40, I already accomplished it. But now, you got me thinking what's next, which is about legacy over currency. And for me, I want to build a foundation or build schools to give back to society. So the one thing that I have is that you talk about ambition and the willingness to hustle for it. I have the ambition, but the willingness to hustle for that ambition is lacking.
Why?
I asked my question to myself as well.
What's the real answer?
I would say that it's my parents and all of that, but I think that's also bullshit. I think the biggest thing is myself. One, that I'm scared of success, of that failure, even though I'm comfortable in the uncomfortable.
Yep.
But then I'm not sure whether I can do it really. But then at the same time, I feel that I can do it. So
I think the biggest thing that you have to, I think both your answers are right. I think once you get into a place where your failures are just yours, they get a lot less scary. And you answered the right thing. Whether it's your parents or somebody else in your life, the biggest reason people don't take risks is they worry about other people's opinions. I wish you guys could feel what I feel in my heart and in my soul. I do not care about a single person's point of view about me, while equally caring about what you think about me. It's a very interesting contradiction. It's a subtlety, but saying both your parents and yourself, it's, when I hear I'm scared to fail, but I feel like I can do it, you're just worrying about outside forces. It's no different than the way I love if my professors of 40, 50, 60 year olds when I was 25 would have shit on me because I was excited about sticking it to them later. And if I didn't, and here's a big one, and I don't talk about this as much, when I fail, I'm excited because it meant that I deserved to fail. I love the game so much, even at my own expense. Like, I can't be pumped about the fruits of victory without equally respecting the agony of the defeat. I'm excited when I fail. I'm like, okay, tough guy. The sneaker. This is interesting to me. Why did I do this deal? It was win-win. If it works, I get to run around with the legacy of being like the first entrepreneur with a signature sneaker, and then, you know, it's kind of cool, right? Like, in 20 years, entrepreneurs are just like athletes and musicians and have sneakers. I can sit here in 20 years and be like, you know, the way I thought about the first sneaker, you know, it's cool. It's a legacy play of being strategically right. But if I fail, it's ammo for my friends to make fun of me. Like, remember when you thought you were so cool, tough guy? Like, it's funny, but I have to have that humility as much as I have that confidence to be able to do my thing. You have to be okay with losing. I have a different question for you, which is, if that's your, I agree with you that education has the chance to change the world because it's already happened. Education changed the world. My bigger question is, I just want to make sure that you're not overly romantic of the format of the delivery of the education. So I'm fascinated by everybody right now in our current state being anti-technology. Let me explain. The fact that we in society put a handwritten note on a pedestal as this is some great gesture versus when we text people is fascinating to me, because we've put the medium on a pedestal, not the action. So you're telling me if I write an incredible 6-sentence, empathetic love letter to my mom of my admiration of her in text form, that for some reason is less powerful than a handwritten note for that same delivery, just because we're anti-technology, because we fear change? I laugh at that. That's how I think about education. I do not believe in a lot of ways that education is being dispersed because it is in the selfish financial interest of the disperser. So one weird insight could be that that's your unlock. That you believe in it, but subconsciously you know that the format is bullshit.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, appreciate that. All right, thank you.
Understand?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Jace, just wanted
How are
to
you?
for free content.
Thank you. Thank you. Our J&J meeting right now?
Oh, we gotta make.
Are we late? Right, so I have a client that we have to go. Guys, I'm so sorry, I have a client meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
Video, for the video, come on.
Yay!
Thank you, man. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, there's a lot like, but I don't know how to grow it right now because I'm still studying and I'm like trying to intern and trying to learn entrepreneurship a little bit, trying to be more exposed about this.
Something around something as unique as that,
Yeah,
it's going to be about patience because people aren't going to see it. It's going to take time.
definitely.
You know what I
It's
mean?
something that you've been enforcing, right?
Content, patience, execution.
Just freaking stuck. It's nice.
Good?
All right. Thank you so much, Gary.
You're welcome, brother.
See you in Indonesia.
See you soon. All right.
How was that?
Good. Really good meeting with a client, or a potential client, or a client from a macro level, a big corporate client that has an office here. Kind of talked about our ambitions in the Southeast Asian market. And so this is an awfully productive trip. I also get awfully ambitious when I'm in new territory. I just want to transcribe all of my content into every language in the world. I'm also thinking it's 12:57 and we've done more than a full day's worth of work for most people. And we have another 14 hours to go.
So wrong, a little timestamp, right? There. Oh, that was odd. That was weird.
I like that.
No.
Let's do it again.
Like E.T.
Phone home, baby. Phone home, D-Rock.
Saying thanks.
I appreciate it,
So
bro.
hopefully
Thank you so much.
everything that comes out of, something comes out of this trip.
It's already been awesome, man.
Yeah.
It's, I'm not worried about the results. I'm worried about the setup, you know?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, every single person can get different product in the newsfeed. Go into Facebook search, type in soccer and football, like 400 pictures and videos from soccer, and watch your newsfeed change. Tomorrow, type in Chiang Kai-shek and like everything and watch your news feed change. Tomorrow, type in Beyonce. Tomorrow, type in pineapple. Tomorrow, type in red watches and watch your news feed change. Facebook's not manipulating you, you're manipulating Facebook. It's time to take ownership.
So you've also come to be known as a serial entrepreneur and you have invested in a number of startups. So how do you know if an idea works?
You don't. You don't. You make an intuitive call on the jockey and the horse. You gotta like the person, you gotta like the idea. Some things work out, some don't. Venmo. I love the idea, I love the operator. They were good enough to get it to a certain point, but then they had to sell because they couldn't take it to the next level. And now it's one of the most valuable companies in the world, but I didn't make any money.
So for you, it's a gut feel?
For everybody, it's a gut feel. Let me explain by that. Let me explain that. A lot of VCs invest on data that is projected data. That's called gut feel. They want to be fancy and be in those tall buildings and wear a suit and say that they make decisions on analytics. But if you're making a decision on pure math, you should be right 100% of the time. So what are these VCs guessing on? Guessing. Gut. You got it. No problem.
Thank you, Mr. Gary.
You're welcome.
Come, take a picture with
Let's
me.
do it.
Selfie.
Awesome. So nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Well, here's why I'm really, really good at what I do. 90% of the media I consume in my life is reading people's comments on content that I put out. I basically spend my life on consumer behavior and reaction to content. Talk to you soon.
Oh, I'll wait.
Okay, great. Yeah, no problem. That was a lot of fun. I like those kind of talks.
Yeah.
Vayner Nation Squad, I want to give you guys a huge shout out, big love. I appreciate it. I'm flattered by it. I don't really know what else to say. And what else do we want to tell them?
Well, just keep hustling, keep working hard, keep grinding, keep listening to everything that Gary has to say.
Don't listen to what I say. Watch what I do. That's the key. Anyway, sending my love. Thank you guys in the community for all of it. See ya.
Thank you, sir.
Of course. Come on in.
A couple of questions for you.
Of course. Hello? Hello, hi. Nice to meet you, Gary. Hi. Nice to meet you, how are you?
I didn't get your name, sorry. No.
Gary. Hello.
Hi, I'm Hearsay.
Hearsay, Gary.
Nice to meet you.
How are you?
Hi, Gary?
Yes.
Hi.
What an influencer, what you guys offer is a total different context and a total different affiliation for a brand. So do I think brands should spend on Instagram? I do. Do I think they should also spend on KOLs? I do. Because the people that follow her or him or her have an affinity to that person. I mean, there's always been a reason why sponsorship and endorsement and people affiliation always works. And so I don't think it's an either or, I think it's a both. You also have to understand that Facebook is 6 months away from making sure they make a 20% vig on everything everybody does, which will then allow them to be very comfortable with you making money as long as they're making their tax. I think what KOLs have to do is be more thoughtful about how they promote. It blows my mind that people that are in a position to make millions of dollars a year are willing to take $40,000 from a detox tea and give that all away.
But at the same time, we should just test, right?
100.
Yeah. 100%.
I test everything. You know, first of all, and I think you've all seen this, creative is the variable of success. You know, the better you get at this craft, at growth hacking, growing, best practices, we all have done stuff with best practices, hashtags, titles on YouTube, first 3 seconds, we've all done stuff, and every day over the years that you've been doing it, whether a year or 10 years, you do something that you didn't expect to happen because the creative was the variable. And the creative is gray, not black and white. And that's why testing is everything. I basically think I'm in full testing mode always. I accept nothing. I'm constantly innovating everything I'm doing because, and don't forget, we're spending, VaynerMedia is spending $300 million a year on Facebook ads. Like, I'm looking at real data, not just my own. And it's the creative and best practices and continuity and then it's just the things that come native to you, right? Like collaborations, so important. Like, so many of you right now should take a picture with each other and post cross-platform. Like, it's such a benefit. It's just such lightweight ROI. So there's a lot. It's a heavy matrix. And then once you get into that place where you're selling stuff, how much value you have to give in return to convert properly when you ask. There's all these variables. I wrote a book called Jab, 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 Right Hook, and it was about give, 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 and then ask. And that cadence of how much you're giving versus you're asking in return is probably the most philosophical importance of where you'll probably go going forward. Like, when you become a personal brand, when you misbalance giving versus asking, you are finished. You're on the start of the process of going in the other direction, because everybody's about to be a personal brand.
Give before you take.
Give as much as you can. You know what my thesis is? Guilt them into buying because you give them so much. I'm in full guilt mode. Like, I'm in full guilt strategy,
Gary, you always talk about getting out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
Why it's so important.
Uh-oh.
We're in Singapore, so I want to see if we can get you out of yours. Have you heard of durian?
Oh my God. I have been dying. I have been dying to try this.
Really?
So you see this in all the extreme food stuff. I am so curious what's about. Guys, this is a big deal for me, actually.
Well, first and foremost, the smell.
Okay.
Good, bad, what do you think?
Well, is this
this is banned on the
Oh God, this is good
it's
and bad. It's super interesting.
It's literally banned because it's so strong.
Yeah.
So we brought you some durian.
Do you eat durian?
I've never had it myself, so I've been afraid. I've lived here a year and a half and I've been afraid.
Okay.
Give it another smell.
Man, it's real.
Really?
Yeah, but it's cool. All right, so what are we doing? How much do you eat? Like,
it's all. Yeah, you got to go for more than that.
I'm gonna be good with it.
Like, I think this is how much you're supposed to eat.
You eat that. You got it.
All right, then you.
It's good. You weren't ready for it?
I really wasn't.
I kind of like it, but I was obviously cautious with the volume. I'm kind of okay with it.
You gotta plunge, Gary. You gotta plunge.
I mean, it's some weird stuff, man.
Yeah. You did it, man. Congratulations.
I'm good with it, but it smells. It's wild stuff. Are you pumped you at least now tried?
Yeah, I'm pumped.
Are you devastated that you were defeated and I was unbelievably remarkable with it?
Oh, it's not a competition. Who said it's a competition?
My friend, everything is a competition.
All right.
Everything.
On that note, congratulations.
Thank
Great
you,
to catch up
Good to
with
see
you,
again.
and well done.
Bye, guys.
I hope you go. I hope I see you. Golden shores with lights more radiant than the sun. You say you won't believe.
Bingo. If you go on my website right now, it says that I day trade attention. That's what I do.
Okay.
The end. It's day trading attention.
Yeah.
And it's so much more real than people realize. Wish. Are you guys familiar with Wish, the shopping app?
Yeah.
Wish has gone from 0 to anywhere between $5 to $7 billion on transactional sales on their platform on 100% Facebook arbitrage.
Yeah. But you can also quickly.
They've already moved.
Yeah.
They know it's starting to mature, and if you look at what they're doing, there's a logo on the Lakers jersey. If you watch the McGregor-Mayweather fight, they did brand. Now they're doing now they're doing branding.
Yeah.
They did sales conversion. Now they're moving to branding as it's maturing, but it's still grossly underpriced. KOLs, I would tell you KOLs and influencers is the great misunderstood marketplace right now for any business, including very boring B2B SaaS businesses. It's just attention that's underpriced.
Yeah.
I agree. Content is king.
Always, it's the variable of success. Once you figure out where the attention's underpriced, Google was great for analytical people because it was blue letters and it was intent-based. Facebook is television. And so you have to be dramatically more creative to arbitrage Facebook, which is why a lot of analytical people have struggled. And then all the big brands, I always point to because Unilever, but like all the, I apologize, but this is who I work with. All the big brands, they're in television. All the quant-based marketers are struggling with the creative variable, and you have this dichotomy, and that's why Facebook is still so vibrant for underpriced opportunity.
Yeah, because there's the other issue of ephemeral versus very permanent.
Yes.
Attention span is very, and actually there are certain digital properties that are grabbing the permanent attention span space, but there's a lot on the ephemeral side, and then there's very different business models associated with that.
Yeah, and I think people are too hypercritical of ephemeral because ephemeral is like how the world actually worked.
It's just
I agree.
The way you skin it is different though.
100%. But what's ironic? Obviously Snapchat had its real moment with ephemeral.
Yeah.
That's far more similar to the way everything has been done prior.
Yeah.
Television's ephemeral.
Yeah.
Magazine's ephemeral.
Yeah.
Direct mail's ephemeral.
Just longer.
Yeah, it's like, it's ephemeral. Like it's, tonight's ephemeral.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
It's gonna go in the blink of an eye, and I just wanna know you'll be there by my side, and it can feel so cold, but I'm holding on to hope that one day your heart will make it home. It's gonna go in the blink of an eye, and I just wanna know you'll be there by my side, and it can feel so cold, but I'm holding on to hope.
I just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I'm sure there's a lot of other things you could be doing, and I'm very flattered. I'm glad I got to say hello to everybody real quick, and I'm looking forward to Jesus, that's a big beer. And I'm excited to talk to a bunch of you. I've had an incredible 2 full days, very full days. Thank you, Raisa, for packing my schedule for 18 fucking hours a day. D-Rock and I are gonna be very happy to leave in an hour or so and finally get to the airport and go to sleep. I've really enjoyed it. Maybe you've heard, we have some serious ambitions of opening an office here, so I have a funny feeling I'll be seeing you guys around. Thank you so much for the hospitality. I think the entrepreneurial spirit, the class, the grit, it's been very fruitful. I've really enjoyed it, and I'm really looking forward to saying hello and getting to know some of you guys tonight. And if not fully tonight, I'm sure hopefully in the future. So I wish you guys nothing but good health and all the good stuff, and I hope you have a nice night. Thanks for coming out. The only mentor I've ever had is you guys, the market. The market is my mentor. The market is my religion. The consumer has been my guide from a little kid, lemonade. Like, it's crazy. Now that I've learned, you know how you're starting to get, even in your 20s, you're starting to understand yourself better. When I think back to what I did as a kid, how consumer-centric, baseball card shows, sports memorabilia, right? I would do something, now I'm like, oh my God, everybody would set up their table. You know, before the mall or the convention center would open, you set up your table, your booth. I didn't. I would never set up. I would walk the entire floor, context. Who's pricing what? What do people have on their tables? Is it football cards? Is it baseball cards? Is there a certain player that's hot? Then I would wait for the first hour and watch what people did, bless you, at those tables. Then I would go set up. So I've been lit, you know, it's funny, I talk so much, right? Like, you know, sit down, talk, like, but I'm listening a lot. So my mentor is the game, the market. Yo. Hey, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
We're going to my hotel, right, to get bags?
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's 11:06. D-Rock, I have no idea how you're planning on editing this episode, but you better fucking show the fact that I've been fucking talking and taking questions and answers for the last fucking 14 straight hours. Sorry. I will punch you in the nose if you don't show it. This was a real fucking grinder, Singapore.
One day, your heart will make it home. Will make it home.
Alright guys, it's your favorite moment with every vlog. This time I really need it. Do you know about the greatest action hero of all time?
I have no idea.
You're looking at one of the great transformations. When I go from a mere mortal man to the great superhero of our generation.
Oh,
this is when I turn into Airport Gary.
Airport Gary.
Dun, 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 dun. I have music. There's music playing right now. Oh yeah, there's music. Now I am rejuvenated and unstoppable.
That's amazing.